Hey guys, so I had a lot of people ask me about how to make this super awesome storyboard tumbler here. And if you haven't seen it yet, let me dump the water out of it because otherwise I'll dump it on the floor. If you haven't seen it yet, or maybe you don't do tumblers, and this is your first exposure, there's a lot of tutorials for each step. I tried to make this as beneficial as possible. But this is what we're going to make today. So hopefully this will go fairly smoothly. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to see the comments while I am making this, but I will definitely go back. I'm going to save this, share it to a few other groups as well, some of the groups that make tumblers. And I'll try to go back and answer all the questions that I'm able. I tried to set this up so that it would be as efficient as possible. I've got each step kind of pre-done, if you will. So do me a favor, and if you're on here, let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. That would be awesome. And if you make tumblers, or if this is kind of your first time. I'm going to try to give it just a little bit more time to let some people jump on here. I didn't really announce when I was doing this. I've got littles, so I was trying to make sure we were going to have the least amount of interruptions as possible, if you will. Though you might see tiny terrorists running through the background. So I'll go through some of the stuff while we're trying to get, wait for some more viewers to jump on here. And I'll go through and summarize everything again. So if you're rewatching and you just kind of want the skinny on it, then you can skip right to the end after we're not live anymore. So the first thing I'll show you is the cup. The cups are from Hog, stainless steel depot, which are awesome. This is the 20-ounce Storyboard tumbler, and I'm going to open that and show you unboxing and that kind of stuff. The glitters, first of all, the epoxy that I use is garbage, so I'm not even going to show you because I can't wait to be rid of it. Don't use what I'm using. It's awful. Look and do some research. There's a lot of different people with a lot of different opinions on what the favorite is. I'm going to try something new next time. Most of the glitters are from Feather Bear Bling. I know that's backwards, but we're going to be using Magnolia, Ducking Gorgeous, Regal, Drew, and Obsidian. Most of those mixed together, the Magnolia being the white background and Ducking Gorgeous being the majority of what makes up this, but a little bit of everything else mixed together. The other things that we're using are from Itty Bitty Boutique, and they are our spangles. I got some new ones. I'm excited because she does custom ones. And these are a little bit harder. Tell you what, hold my phone for me. I got a little assistant here, so I can open up these spangles and show them to you while we're trying to wait on just a few more people to jump on here. We got the new owl spangle. Ooh, where you at? There we go. It's a little owl shape, so I'm excited about that one. The Deathly Hallows, which you guys have seen that were floating around in there. But then I also got these. I'm going to let you hold them again one more time. And we got these little wands. So I'm super excited about all of those. And then there's the snitch and the glasses, and then some stars that honestly, I think I got these from like the Dollar Tree forever ago. The only other glitter that is in there that's mixed around, this came from Hobby Lobby. And then this, honestly, I couldn't tell you where I got it. I think it was like a freebie. It's just little purple holographic. Okay. All right. So I'm going to attempt to put this in this phone case here and see if we can make this take a look at us. If not, then we might be subject to filming through the camera crew of an 8-year-old. So, all right, and we'll go ahead and get started. Bear with me here. All right, let's get in here, guys. Okay, we're not getting in there.
That's probably not gonna work.
It did work earlier. I need 6 arms. Whew. Okay. Let's see. All right, so sorry about the Blair Witch project you just had indoor. All right, so the first thing, if we can get you settled here. All right, so first thing we're gonna start with is the Storyboard tumbler. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick unboxing. Camera problems, y'all. This is why I don't do lives, because this is a lot. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is unbox this, which is the Hog tumbler. So when you first get it, it pops open like this. Let me see if I can rotate y'all back this way, because I don't think I can, actually. Do you want to film for me? Yeah. Make this easier? All right, well, actually, all right. Well, it's going to be a long time you holding it. All right, so the Storyboard tumbler comes just like this. It's got the void in there. The bottom unscrews, and then you can just push it, it pops open. You got 3 pieces of paper in here, and here's the outside. So the very first thing that you're gonna do is just take this portion right here and paint it white, okay? Which is what we've done here. So this is just the inside portion right here, spray painted white. That's all we've done so far, okay? So after you get your base coat, you want it, you might not be doing white. It doesn't have to be white. Whatever your glitter is going to show up best over, then that's what you want your base color to be. So if you want something really dark, then you can do a darker base color. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is just mix my epoxy. Like I said, I'm not going to show you what I'm using because I think it's awful. So I'm just going to do that real quick. All right, so part A and part B, and we're just gonna mix. And this epoxy takes a long time to mix as well. So unfortunately, we gotta make sure it stirs up good. But I'll try to catch up on some of these comments and see if anybody has any questions so far, then maybe I can answer them. So, if you're just jumping on, we're making the Harry Potter Storyboard tumbler that everybody loved, and luckily I got enough people that wanted it that I could show you all 6 steps, because it takes about 6 days total to make it, just because of the curing process. So if you're just jumping on here, drop me a comment, let me know where you're watching from, let me know if you make tumblers, or if you just were kind of thinking about making tumblers, or you just want to be nosy and see how it's done. All of those things are absolutely okay, because everybody starts somewhere. Can you find it? Okay. All right. Let's see. We got some Alabama, Illinois. Oh, girl, don't be scared to make tumblers. This is about to be your new obsession. It's good stuff. And let me tell you what, I have been, maybe some of the tumbler people would know this name, maybe some would not, but I've been in this game a long time, and I still got so much to learn. But like, I've been trying to do this since way back in the Ryan Finner's days. He's the one that led the way for me. It was like a tiny group, and we were hand-turning cups, and it was craziness. You just learn as you go. Make them for gifts to begin with. People love them. It's fun, and then you'll find a brand new obsession. Kansas, which makes me laugh because one time somebody said Arkansas, and it's a running joke around here. Let's see. What kind of cup? Okay, so I'm using the Storyboard tumbler. It's a hog. That's what it is. Let's see, I'm trying to get, let's see if I can find, trying to figure out if I can do something on my computer at the same time where I can read these comments a little bit easier because I've got you guys tilted. So I'm going to let this epoxy sit for just a minute. You got to let some of the bubbles come up, and I'm going to see if I can figure this out where I can do it on 2 screens. I might not be able to, but then I can probably answer some comments a little bit better. Here we go. Oh, I might have got it. Let's see. Oh, where'd we go? Hold on, let's go back. Okay, there we go. Now I think we might be in business. All right, now I can see some stuff. All right. Woo, got some people from the UK. I went and visited England once, and it was my favorite thing. It was during the World Cup, and it was unbelievably hot for England. It wasn't unbelievably hot for me because I'm in North Carolina. So we know some heat and humidity around here. But it was perfect. I couldn't have asked for better. I dreamed about going back. I had to beg, borrow, hustle, and find a way to get into Warner Brothers Studios, but I did it. And we got some Texas is what I hear. Okay. All right, so now that our epoxy, we've stirred it for a while. Like I said, this epoxy is temperamental and awful. But the good news is when you're glittering, you don't have to worry as much about the micro bubbles because you're going to cover them up anyway, okay? Gloved hand, 2-part epoxy. We're just going to put our epoxy on here. So we've got our base coat, spray painted white, and now we're going to do the glitter method with epoxy. There's different ways to do this, but this is just my preference. I think it's just, I like skipping steps if I can. I'm pretty impatient. So when you're doing the glitter method with the epoxy method with the glitter, however you want to say it, you just want to do a super thin coat, just enough to make it stick, otherwise it soaks up extra glitter. And if you are a Feather Bear fan, you know you do not want to waste it. So, and I thought that I was going to be able to go live in a few groups, but apparently it only lets me pick one. And since you guys gave me the very most love, I just had to pick my Accio group because it's my Potter people. All right. So I always try to get it right around here. Some of the tutorials, if you watch some other ones, then some people like to tape it off. I've taped it off before, but I just didn't find the benefit to it. So I don't tape it off. Okay. All right, we're going to put this aside because we will be using it again. What's the question?
He said, do you have to spray paint it first?
Yes, I did spray paint it first. I like to do the base color. underneath there. It just helps if you have any spots that aren't quite as well covered as others. I just think it allows you to use less glitter, a little more even coverage. Okay, so I'm just sticking this under here to catch my extra glitter. We're getting our magnolia from Feather Bear, and we just gonna glitter the snot out of it. And I ordered some stuff to put my glitter in it. I just haven't got my hands on it yet, so we're just doing it from the bag. And you just want to cover it.
How do you make your turner?
This turner was, my dad made it, so luckily I was able to barter for this turner. And this is the third one. So I made my own first with just the rotisserie from a grill that you can buy at like Lowe's or wherever. And then I decided I needed more, so I went to there's some big round ones you can do where there's stacked 6 kind of spinning in a big circle. And I hated that, and I thought that it was awful because my epoxy would drip on to itself, and it was a disaster. So I was able to talk him into doing this one because I did a whole bunch of cups for him and his friends for a fishing trip, so it worked out pretty well. You can buy them. I've heard awful things about the ones that are sold at craft stores. I haven't heard anybody say that they were happy with it. So my personal recommendation is to get one that someone's personally made, not that is mass manufactured. Etsy, you can buy them on there, or, you know. Do what? Okay. Okay. All right, so now that we're epoxied, here's the important part. I did each step to save time so that you guys could see it all. You have to wait 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours. You have to let this go, 24 hours, okay? If you start to do this right away, you're gonna have nothing but a mess. All right, so 24 hours later. All right, looky here. Bam. All right, this one is dry. It's been hanging out for 24 hours. I'll get you set up straight if I can. Whew. I got a shaky, rigged up system here, y'all, so hopefully my camera doesn't fall. I tried to get a tripod today, and we couldn't find one. Okay, so 24 hours. All right, what we're gonna do next is water slide. And actually, I think I'm okay. Yay, there I am again. Ooh, maybe. Ooh. Okay, so water slide. If you don't know what water slide is, if you've never seen that, I get my water slide from Blingasm. I'm pretty sure you can get it from other places. I think Blingasm even sells it on Amazon. Okay, you print it. You can either do a laser printer, which is expensive, but if you have one, that's awesome for you. Or you can do inkjet, which is what I do. So you print it out, full sheet, whatever you want. This is clear. They have clear, they have white. So I do clear. You want to clear coat it for, I do three coats on it before you can use it. If you don't, it just washes off. Okay, so printed this on clear water slide, sealed it 3 times, and now to use your water slide, you've got to do warm water. So I'm going to go grab some warm water.
Oh, come on.
Okay, so we got warm water, and I'm gonna just move this for time's sake. I'm trying to put everything there we go. Okay, so warm water. I know my head's cut off, but I'm getting ready to put you guys back down here. I really gotta get a tripod.
Yeah, if you're doing more of these. Yeah, totally.
Ill prepared. Okay, warm water, cured epoxy, clear water slide. Did I get is my quote over there too?
What quote?
Okay. Yep, okay. So you put your water slide in the warm water. This stuff can be temperamental. Some people can do really cool stuff with this. I fight with mine every time, but I make it work for me because I love it so much. You just kind of let it set down in here until it starts to separate. You can just set that down right there. And so when it starts to separate, it'll slide. So it's called water slide. Okay? Let's see if I can get in here without, okay. So you put it where you want it. Tuck it on here.
California. That's not even California.
All right, we're gonna slide it out from underneath. You got me the trash can. Okay. And so then after that, you can slide it around just a little bit. If you really want to be able to slide it around a lot, you can wet the cup beforehand. But you get it on there, and then you want to try to smooth all your bubbles out. And it can be, it's a gentle paper, so if you rub too hard or, here we go. Then you can tear it or rub a little hole in it. So you got to kind of baby it. Get it on there smooth. How you want it to be.
Let's make sure you don't rip this.
The good news about this design, this kind of watercolor design, is it's very forgiving because it's already kind of splotchy and whatever. So if you do have a little bit of a boo-boo on it, then it's not as big of a deal.
Seal it 3 times?
I seal mine 3 times. I guess it really just kind of depends. I just feel like 3rd time's a charm, so I go with 3. And you want to make sure anytime you're using this that you have underneath epoxy first, even if it's not glitter, because otherwise you'll be able to see the margins of your paper. And I learned that the hard way a long time ago when I made one of those awesome, I solemnly swear tumblers. So, all right, we've got this part on. We're going to do the same thing on the back here and for our quote. I'm going to grab a different quote because this one actually has a smear on it. So let me.
You want me to grab it?
I didn't. I don't know that I cut any others separate.
Seal with what?
I seal it with a lot of people call it triple thick. It's double. Will you go grab the clear spray paint over there? It's pretty much just clear spray paint, though. It's nothing exceptionally fancy. You can do the Krylon. I'm trying. It's on the top right there, Rosalie, right in front of you. Yep. I'm trying this one for the first time because I don't know. Because they got me with the marketing. It said crystal clear. So this is what I sprayed it with this time. So, okay, here, you can set that over there. All right, so same thing for the quote. which the quote is kind of the tough one because it... You know, I try to clear acrylic spray, and this is not working. I did not seal. See, this is what happens if you don't seal it well enough. I grabbed one. I might have grabbed the sheet that I didn't seal yet. This is what happens if you don't seal it well enough, which clearly I just didn't seal that one well enough. That's the same sheet, baby. So let's do this sheet. I'll just grab this one. It'll be okay. All right, so my helper here is getting the quote. I'll just go ahead and do this symbol. I did really like that it was clear, but it seemed to make it a lot thinner when I did the other spray, the acrylic or whatever it was, whatever the spray is. And I've used that when I ran out. But it just seems to be a little bit easier to work with when it's thicker. Okay. All right, so same thing. Wait till it slides around. I'm gonna put it where we want it.
Is good more, or do you need me to put another one?
Well, that one's smeared too. My printer likes to smear stuff.
Yeah, very much. There's like...
All right. Well,
smeared ones.
It'll be all right, because in the interest of time, you put the quote on the same way, just slide it around the top, and then you'll want to wait just a little bit. You don't want to put epoxy on it immediately. It's okay. I'm going to just skip this step, or skip the quote for now. You don't want to put epoxy on it immediately because it'll get up under the edges. So you can let it sit. I don't let mine sit for too long, just a few hours. If I'm really impatient, sometimes I dry it. You just want to, it's probably hard to see, but there's little bitty air bubbles that get under there. So you just want to try to make sure that you get all the air bubbles out from underneath it, because once it's dried, it gets almost like brittle and you can't get them out, at least not very easily. Okay, so let this sit for just a little bit of time, and then you will epoxy it. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to epoxy it because I just put it on there, so we have to let it sit. Okay.
Mom, somebody asked,
what?
Where do you get your cups from?
The cups are from Stainless Steel Depot. They're Hogs, and I'll go back at the end and show you everything that I used again, and just do like a quick summary, so that if you just want the nitty gritty, because you've been doing this a while and you don't need to know all the details, then you can, you know, just move right along. Okay.
Get the water out.
Oh, you know, I've tried doing other stuff to get the water out, the silicone brushes and whatever. I don't know. I guess I'm just like a beast with the brushes. Even when I try to use them to smooth out epoxy, I guess I'm just heavy-handed. Okay, so let's pretend this is epoxied, okay? The next thing that I do is that this is the point in which I spray paint my rims. So I showed you guys that when you get these cups, these papers come out of them. So what I do is I just stick 2 of them back on here like this, and you don't have to do your rims if you don't want to. I just do because that glitter's dark. I do one this way, and where the opening is, do it back the other way like this, and then I take the bottom part, make sure it's tucked in there, screw it on, and spray paint it. Okay, so that I just get the rims. Look, bam, already did it. All right, so after your rims are spray painted, and this is a sloppy spray paint job because it doesn't matter, because it's getting glittered. Okay, it's not even really all that dry because I did this right before I started the live. But even if some comes off or whatever, it's not that serious. Okay, That's sticky. But you probably should wait till it's drier than I did, at least. Okay, here's the next trick that is awesome that I learned right from somebody doing a tutorial. Seen a lot of people having trouble getting these off. Okay, so this is 2 pieces. You need these separated to be able to fill it up with liquid, okay? It doesn't come out. I've seen people, there's an itty bitty hole right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's an itty bitty hole. Some people put something in there and pop it off and whatever, but here is a much better idea than that. We're gonna put this in the freezer. All right, so I'm gonna pop this in the freezer. And it doesn't take a super long time. And while that is freezing for me, because of the way that I do my epoxy up around the rim, I just push it with my finger. Sometimes on the inside of the rim, there is epoxy. And you don't want epoxy in there, even just a little bit, because it can mess with your seal. And I may have actually gotten lucky. I don't know that I got any, but if you do, you just need to get in there and get it out. This is a dental tool, a disposable dental tool. It's my favorite for all things weeding, all things period. I do everything with this thing. And I gotta put this down so that I can look at it and really get in there, because I'm not that coordinated. But I just get up under it and pop it off on the inside and the outside.
So
okay. And I think that's really all of it. There wasn't a ton.
we got another.
Okay, let's see. What's our other question? No, I have not used Ducking Gorgeous yet. I was trying to go through everything. Okay. So clean it out. Make sure that you got all the stuff cleaned out. And then what you're going to do is now it's time to put this piece on. Okay? So I've seen people take their silicone and they put it in here and on here, and then they're like super careful. Y'all, I tried that one time and I am not that coordinated.
It didn't go well.
I had to take it off, get all the silicone off, and it was a mess.
Yeah, it didn't go well, so that's one thing you might not want to try.
So I don't do that. I'm using, let's see, I have a brand new one somewhere to show you exactly what I'm using. This is what I'm using. Right here. Loctite, clear silicone, waterproof sealant, aquarium safe, indoor, outdoor, tack free in 45 minutes. It's just honestly what I came across when I was looking. This little tip is awesome, but in the one that I already have open, I threw it away because there's no like lid thing on it. So what I've started doing is sticking it in a syringe, which works well for me. So I just stick mine in the back end of the syringe like this and squeeze it in here. It gives me a little more precision and hopefully a little less mess. You can see some dried stuff on there. All right, and then, all right, so I'm gonna go, I don't know if you can see real well. I just take this and try to get it all the way down into the crack, because you want a really good seal. You don't want your tumbler to leak. And it actually takes quite a bit.
You might have to reload.
I will probably have to reload. If not now, then on the top end.
Yes. And make sure this down there.
Okay. All right, so the whole top here is full of that wet silicone. I tried to fill up the whole lip, if possible, okay?
Do you have a shop sign?
Do I have a shop? No, girl, I'm in my kitchen. One day I'm gonna have a shop, but not today. My husband keeps trying to kick me out, but
yeah, kick her out into the garage.
yeah, he's trying to kick me out of the garage. I'm fighting it with everything I have. I told him he'll never see me. Okay, so this, again, I don't put it on here. If you are that steady-handed, then awesome for you. But
she's not.
You just push it straight down on there. And another thing you want to do is really get it on there and make sure, look at it from head on, and make sure that it is, that's because my paint's a little sticky. You want to make sure that it's even, because if it's sideways on one side compared to the other, then it's not all the way seated. So that's why I push down on it with everything I have, bear down.
And it might leak.
And make sure.
It might leak if you not push it.
Yeah, if it's not seated, then it may leak. Okay, and then, I don't know that I even have any on the outside here. But if you have any on the outside, you can just go through and clean it up. Get a little bit right there. Okay, and this is another 24 hours, okay? So, glitter and epoxy, 24 hours. Water slide and epoxy, 24 more hours. And then you can paint and then put your outer shell on, okay? And this will be another 24 hours. You can also go ahead and fill up this little cap. You can either do this in this step or the next step. It'll just help you from getting air bubbles. Okay?
Do you have a workshop?
I don't have a workshop. I wish I had a workshop.
What did it say? Let me go back.
I might have to open up one of my other Loctites here.
Do you sell these?
I do sell these.
And so where?
So I have a page, that's why I was able to, that's why I'm making so many of them, because when I shared mine, a lot of people wanted one, which is awesome. I've never had anything get so much attention before, so it was pretty exciting.
Got like 3,000 likes and.
But there's an original post that has a link to my business page, and I also linked where to get all this stuff that I have as well. So I fill this little cap up with the silicone, and then I just go through here for good measure around this little piece here. I don't know, it just makes me feel better. So I go around it to make sure, because I can't really see in there if I got it completely full, if there's air that's going to seep out. Okay, all right, so we're sealed to the rim. This is sealed. Now we have to wait 24 hours, okay?
24 hours.
24 hours later. Okay. So next.
After 24 hours.
All right, 24 hours later. We have this one, which is sealed. It's been more than that. And you can see just a little bit of where the sealant kind of leaked down, and that's okay because I'm going to glitter it anyway. All right, so next thing we're going to get is distilled water. And then I use this glycerin that I got from Walmart. I do a 1-to-3 ratio. Let's see. Yes, girl, I know. I told him I need the heat, the AC, I need it painted teal, I need cabinets, I need everything for if I'm going to be kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
I'm trying, and actually, we're going to do it, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to just live down there and put a hammock, and they'll never see me.
Do
we're getting there. We just haven't gotten there yet. Temperature control. I told him that. And spider control, girl, because it's a garage. It's a detached garage. So, all right. So I did 3. This is just, I don't know. I think it's a protein scoop. And just whatever I feel like using. 3 of those. 1 of these. You can open up my spangles.
Where?
The little shapes. Okay. And if we gotta make more, we'll make more. I like this best. Some people use baby oil. I hated baby oil. I thought it was just way too viscous. It didn't flow quick enough, enough for me.
But that might not be your opinion.
So, some people use baby oil and water, which, if that's what you like, go for it. That oil and water don't mix. So it creates some like bubbles in there, which I didn't want. Okay, so I put my glitter in next, or my little spangles and glitter on the inside in next before I add any of my liquid. So what we're putting in here, I've been doing about 5 of each.
Do you want me to help you?
Sure, if you want to count me out 5 of the next one. You can get back in there. All right. And these are the golden snitches. They are from Itty Bitty Boutique. They're called spangles. I like it because I feel like after it gets wet, it's harder to make them fall down in there. Okay, and then we got some wands that I just had her make. That I'm sticking in there. I'm gonna show them this one, and then we got a little head wig that I also had her special make. She can special make anything you want, pretty much any shape you want. She'll special order it for you. You're supposed to be counting, girlfriend. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so some little owls in there. Let me see one so I can show them. Okay, so then we got these little Potter glasses.
I'm going to go ahead and add these in.
Okay, my helper here. We're putting those in there.
Okay. That one's done. It's kind of tough getting the glitter for the first time in the thing, so.
And then we got some Deathly Hallows that we're gonna stick in there, which are my favorite thing.
Okay, so we're done with all these?
I think that's it, right? We get all of them. All right. So those are the spangles that I'm putting in here. And the original one I made, I didn't have the wands or the owls. Okay, so next, my little cheapo stars from Dollar Tree or something. I don't do very many of these. I just kind of grab a few. And I don't put the big ones. I got 2 of those medium size ones. And then I grab, all right, baby, we can't both have our hands in here at the same time. I trying to dig down in here to get to the bottom of the bag. That's where the teeny stars are. I really need to separate them out, but I just haven't. All right, so a few of these teeny stars in here. And then, get over here. All right, so a few little stars, and then these are my favorite thing. So this is Regal from Feather Bear, and I waited my whole life to get my hands on these to make this tumbler. I was like,
86 years.
Just the day I saw them, I was like, I have to have that in my life. So that's what this is, and I just do a pinch or two in here. But I just feel like these little stars right here just really set it off for me. And then do just a little bit of this. Like I said, I honestly have no idea where I got this from. It's just purple holographic from somebody on eBay maybe, or Etsy. I don't know.
Just look up purple glitter.
And I mean, they're nothing extremely special. And then I don't put that in there. All right, and then my Hobby Lobby glitter here. Just do a little pinch. I tried putting some smaller glitter in the first time I made one, and I ended up dumping the whole thing out and starting over because it made me mad.
Little glitter works, like not too big and not too small.
I'm not a big fan of
little glitter.
The super small glitter, and so I don't know if you can see. So it kind of gets stuck in that a little bit. So what I do is just take a. It's telling me that I'm dying. Brush somewhere.
Will you post the link for?
I just do a dried paintbrush and kind of get it off of there and where it belongs. And it'll help too when I put the liquid in.
What is the name of your business? Is what somebody asked me.
21st Street Creations. It's got my little logo on there, and I can put a link to it after this if you guys.
Will you post your link for where you get the cups?
I will. There's another post in here where I put everything, but I'll be happy to do that again. I'll be happy to link you guys again. All right. I forgot to mention also in the top layer after the water slide of the epoxy, I put Cullen in there, which is this magical little fella right here from Feather Bear. It's like a super tiny shimmer glitter.
The first step one with the glitter on the epoxy.
And I actually am gonna add just a teeny bit in here just to give me a little bit of sparkle, because who doesn't love sparkle? The first cup I made, I put this on the very outside, and it just seemed like a little bit too much for me. So I'm just gonna put lots of it on the inside. All right, so now we got our, make sure everybody can see. Okay, so we got our whatever kind of glitter you want going on in there. We got that inside, and now we're just gonna fill it with our liquid.
You might be hearing people in the background.
You can just dump it in there. I'm just scooping it because it seemed like the right thing to do. Okay. All right, now here is something. All right, here's something that I do different than a lot of people. Because those spangles are big. The first time I did this, they seemed like they would be fine. And when you flip the cup, this way, they're all fine going down, and then they get up in the space, in this little space right here. Oh, hello, this little space right here, but they don't really like to come back out. So I felt like I was just losing them. So what I started doing instead of sealing it all the way, just filling it all the way up and sealing it is...
It does not work with
the liquid does not ruin the epoxy. So far, so good. I've asked the question. I've had other people ask me that, and so far, know. It's not, I think that because it doesn't reach the edges of where it's epoxied, it's sealed, then I think that that's the trick. All right, so it's okay. You can grab the charger if you want to and plug it back in. So what I do is I fill it up right to the rim. I don't know if you can see it, but like right here where the metal is. And then I seal around this edge. And I kind of do double duty here because I just want to make good and sure that I don't get a bunch of air in there. And just if I didn't seal it good, so I seal this and then I go back and I seal like everybody else does too. I'm gonna have to open another thing of Loctite here. Again, this is what I'm using. Loctite clear silicone. Okay, that'd be great. All right. All right. So I just seal right on this edge. Make sure it touches the metal and the plastic. Might have to pull a little bit of the liquid out of the top here. And I just make sure it touches all of it. And it's in there really good. Because like I said, even if the water flows, I don't want my spangles to get stuck up underneath it. Okay, so remember I showed you that trick where we put the bottom in the freezer, and it's that easy. There's no effort, there's no nothing. Like bam, it's done.
Little hack.
Yeah, super awesome hack that I'm not responsible for. Someone else showed me.
She wished she could have credit.
So then I've got it sealed all the way around. Like I said, it's more than anything, it's for the spangles not to be able to go. Even then the water, chances are it would be watertight, but because I'm paranoid, I go a step further. Fill this up a little more. And then you're gonna want a silicone inside here. Silicone your threads. I know, it's a lot of silicone, it's a lot of siliconing.
You might want to
So do there, and then around the outside here. And it's going to spread it around when I screw it in, so it's okay that it's a bit of a sloppy job here. Just enough to make sure we're not leaking. Okay. All right, so silicone in here and in here. And then you're going to screw it on. Okay. I don't understand. What are you asking? Let's see. Woo! I was trying to look at a comment and I'm flinging my camera around.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can. Oh, y'all, sorry. You got to get the rough treatment here. All right. 37. I don't know what that means. Password. Oh, 5637. All right. So we got that sealed. Now you want to make sure that you fill up the rest of the space because you can't get everything. I drill another hole because that way I can see when it's done. I'm using this. It's a hand drill. This came from Little Windows Resin in a kit that I got, but You can get them from some other places. I just saw one for sale. Maybe Bear Mountain is where I saw one for sale.
Somebody said the liquid does not
Ruin the epoxy.
ruin the epoxy.
Yeah. Not so far. So far, so good. All right, and so I'm just drilling a little pinhole. There we go. All right, drill a little pinhole. There's already one in here, and now we have two. And we're just gonna fill it the rest of the way up. So this is my glycerin mix.
I think it's just these.
Okay, and I need one of those little tips. I just don't have one, so I just have to force mine in, and I just push it in until it
The first step one with the glitter and
until it pushes all the air out.
and expose.
I don't understand what you're asking me.
The first step on the glitter and
All right, so we're filling this up. Just pushing the liquid in there until you push all the air out. All right, and then you'll see it. I know you probably couldn't see it, but you'll see it bubble on this side. Okay? And that's how you know that it's full, because it'll go from one end to the other. Okay? All right, I'm just gonna dry that off there. All right, now we're gonna silicone the bottom on. Because you got those two little dots, you don't want them leaking. So I just put a glob there and a glob there and kind of spread it. Woo!
oh no.
Told you we were gonna Blair Witch this thing.
Let's see if
All right, well, Rosalie, I might need you to hold this baby so we can finish this up. Can you hold this right here?
yeah.
Sorry, y'all. My whole contraption just crapped out on me. All right. So we've got our silicone. You're going to put the lid on. Push it on there firm.
It might be a little bit shaky.
And now you're going to wait 24 hours again. Okay?
20.
So a whole nother 24 hours. If you don't want to do the outside, if you don't want to epoxy the whole outside, then you can be done. However, your paint will chip off. But oh, you ain't doing no better than anything else. Hold it, honey. But if you just want to leave these silver and not epoxy the outside, then you can be done after this. Still need to wait 24 hours, obviously, so that everything can seal. Okay? 24 hours.
24 hours
But
later.
this one is done. This has been sitting, so this is over 24 hours. Then you can start shaking it around. Okay? All right, and now we're going to do the outside of this one. All right. So
I might end up trying.
all right, let's see. No, you still got to hold it, baby. I'm sorry. All right. So I don't know. My epoxy might be all right. I might be able to get away with it. We'll see.
Sometimes.
All right, so you'll mix your epoxy. Same thing. And now we're gonna glitter with our mix. So I showed you guys what the mix was. We've got Regal, Obsidian, Drew, Ducking Gorgeous, and then this is all of them mixed together.
It's a pretty mix.
Okay? Nope, just kidding. I do have to mix more epoxy.
Okay. I have to hold this the whole time when you mix it.
Yeah, just hold it. Okay. Oh, sorry if I'm making y'all dizzy. All right, I'm gonna mix some more epoxy for this. Luckily, I have a whole nother thing here. And then we're gonna glitter the outside, and then that's gonna be it. Yay!
Well, you have to let it dry for 24 hours.
Yeah, you have to let it sit for 24 hours.
So when you do a step, you get a 24-hour break, and then you have to do something else.
Gosh almighty, this stuff is so hard to push.
Yeah, but it's thick.
It is thick. Whew, okay, got it. All right, so same thing last time. 2-part epoxy. Sorry, my head's cut off. 2-part epoxy. And we're just gonna mix it. All right, now I can look at some comments though while I'm mixing.
Epoxy got up on me. On the box.
Okay.
Wait, can I see?
I do wear a glove when I put the epoxy on.
I have to stay.
Yes, I've heard of all the mask stuff. However, it's all conflicting, and I'm not wearing a mask. I don't know what to tell you. I appreciate the concern, and if you want to wear a mask, you should wear a mask, and everyone should definitely be informed to make their own choices of PPE.
Here is a question. Do you need to glitter the outside?
You don't have to glitter the outside. If you don't want to, you can leave it silver, and you can, when you seal that other piece, let it sit for 24, and you are just done. So you don't have to. I like it glittered on the outside. I just think that it gives it a more finished look. But that's just me. According to the directions. That's okay.
Let's see if I can find some comments that we didn't. Well,
I never said I couldn't smell it. I can smell it.
do you smell the?
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
Yep, that's how you seal the cup. It's tough not to get at least a little bit of air in there. Some people have mastered it. I usually get at least a teeny bubble, even with everything that I did, but you know, you just do what you can.
2 people said thank you.
All right, so this epoxy that I use, like I said, I hate it. Bought the wrong kind on accident, so I'm not even gonna tell y'all what it is because I don't love it. But it takes a while to mix.
You remember the name of the good one?
Of a good what?
The good epoxy that you use.
Well, there's a lot of, I'm probably gonna try Counter Couture next. I hear good things about that. Somebody actually posted something that was like a comparison, like everybody vote for your favorite epoxy, and I thought I saved it and I didn't save it.
I missed half of the video and plan to rewatch it once it's over. Might have been asked, but did you make your cups shinier?
I don't know what that means, shinier. But I am gonna recap when this is all said and done. So if you know, if you're seasoned at this, and
I was just calling out questions.
No, I appreciate that. If you're seasoned at this and you don't want to sit through every step because it's old news to you, I'm gonna recap at the end, and you can just zoom right past it because I love a Facebook Live, but sometimes I just don't have all this time to sit here. And I tried to shorten this one down by drying every step for you guys too, but you know, you can only do what you can do. So, all right, our epoxy's mixed. Now we're gonna put it on our cup and glitter the outside. All right, Lulu, I'm gonna need you to probably hold this again for me, please, ma'am. Well, all right, let's see if we can get down in here again. Okay.
Wait, can I? see if I'm fixing.
There, hold it right there. And you're not holding it. Hold it.
I'm holding it.
Okay.
I've already got epoxy on my hands.
Yeah, but you're still letting it slide, baby. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. This might help too. There we go. All right. All right, so epoxy, sealed cup. It's been 24 hours. And now we're just going to do the same thing. Depending on how well you get your glitter to lay down, you might have to do another layer of epoxy after it's all said and done, to make it smooth. But you just, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. My football's crooked on here.
Mom, do you know what would have been smart?
To have a tripod?
No. To take another one of these clips and put it there and just slide it down.
Well, we're too far in now to worry about engineering.
That's because you never thought about that.
Well, I thought I was going to pick up a tripod.
Next time, have a backup plan.
You're my backup plan. Didn't you know?
Next time, have another backup plan than me. Because what if I wasn't in here?
I don't know. I guess they'd have to deal with the Blair Witch cup making tutorial.
Oh, dang it.
Everybody be getting seasick.
Seasick.
Ooh, my cup is wanting to slide off of my football, y'all, for some reason. It's giving me a hard time. All right.
Has anybody actually made a Harry Potter tumbler like this before?
Not exactly like this. I did see somebody who made one very similar to mine recently. A little bit different colors, and it turned out pretty awesome.
And if we miss something and stuff, then I'll be probably calling out stuff at the end.
Okay.
Calling out questions. You're going to finish up the questions.
Yeah. Well, if I missed a question, I'm going to go back and look at the comments when I'm done. I just can't do but so much at one time. Okay.
That'll work.
Girl, what are you doing? Hold it. Hold it, please.
Can I get Daddy?
No, Daddy's entertaining Jace. All right. So we've got our epoxy down. I'm going to just go over this. Pop any little bubbles. Get rid of any micro bubbles that might be in there.
You might not see them, but they might be there.
Which is another reason I'm not a fan of this epoxy. The micro bubble game is strong. Okay. So then I just...
Y'all can't even see. There we go. I had it tilted a little bit. If y'all missed part of the video, sorry.
And I just spoon it on here. Okay, and same for the top.
I'll probably see
I need to make some more of my mix here.
Thank you. Whoa.
Rosalie, come on, man.
Sorry.
Sorry, y'all. Worst live ever.
Not my fault that you didn't find a tripod.
Well, it's not my fault either. I wasn't going to be able to do this any other day, though. I wanted to do it.
I'm going to see how many comments.
Well, I want you to... Can you please? I'm almost done, okay? And then you can be done. I just need a little bit of help. Alright, so I got the top and the bottom, and then to blend it, I just go back through and I do it with my fingers to blend it where it needs to be blended in.
You might know. There we go. Shh. You might hear. What the? Shh.
That's our wild man.
Yes. Assistant, wild man, distractor. I'm the assistant. That's wild man, crazy.
Okay. And that's it. You just...
But that dries for 24 hours.
You just keep adding it around the edges, blending it in.
I want to get outside.
That's how this is the best part of, or the best way I found to get it to blend. I'm heavy-handed, so. All right. And then that goes for 24 hours. And like I said, if, oh, it's telling me to rotate. If it doesn't lay smooth, then you can add another layer of epoxy after it's dry if you need to. You can add 2 if you need to. Hopefully you won't need that many. So, like I said, I'll try to go back through and answer any questions. But just as a recap, it is the Hog Storyboard tumbler.
Which epoxy is that as well?
Oh, you don't want my epoxy. My epoxy's awful, so I'm not even going to go over it. So it's Hog Storyboard tumbler. The shapes are from Itty Bitty Boutique. Most of the glitter is from Feather Bear Bling. Drew, Ducking Gorgeous, Obsidian, Magnolia, Regal, which in my opinion is the very most important. We used a little bit of Cullen in there.
Well, this glitter.
Yeah. This is from Hobby Lobby. And I think that's it. And then the Loctite silicone. So, there you go. Soon, you'll be having one of these. There are some that you can fit a name right down here. Of course, these are all up to you. It's whatever you want to put on them. So, make them your own. If you got any questions, you can message me if you'd like to. I'll try to go through and answer everything I can. So, sorry for the Blair Witch status and the dropping and all that, but
many people
I tried. All right, guys. Happy crafting.